Welcome back, everybody. Sive here with ForexPeaceArmy.com. Let's make just a brief update on the technical picture on euro currency. So in general, we have prepared report as usual, weekly fundamental report on euro currency, and although on the technical side probably we do not have a lot of interesting stuff, on the fundamental background a lot of things to discuss because many of them just have been missed in the recent week. So lots of discussion was about the collapse on the stock market, on the Bitcoin, some negotiations with Iran, some other stuff, but a lot of important news, especially related to the European Union, new initiative of the European Central Bank, of the European Union government to increase the popularization of the euro, to make some steps and programs, increase the liquidity and increase the share of the euro in international trade and international turnover. These plans have been missed, and that is we seem important. Also, we have taken a bit different look on the current situation in the United States, ignoring some positive data, but showing some important numbers, by our opinion, that have been missed as well, which is create very interesting picture in relation between Europe and United States. Finally, just briefly, we have talked about elections in Japan, what could happen, why investors are worrying about the results of this, and how it could actually make impact, especially appointment of the Kevin Warsh on the Fed chairman post, how together it could make impact on a balance between the United States dollar and the Japanese yen. So, as usual, by the end of this report, we're making the conclusion on a fundamental view and looking at our overview on the euro currency, what we expect. Now, speaking about the short-term perspective, not too many things to comment right now. So you can see it was really very small week. Market was standing in a very tight range, and mostly we are following the same plan as we did last week. Despite that normal context here remains bearish, we could see the trend shows downside direction. Market stands near oversold and in the confidence support area, which makes us, well, reasonable to consider possible pullback here. It might happen. At least currently, we still hope that euro currency has chance to do this. Besides possible bounce here, it's very important for a weekly chart, mostly because on the weekly chart we have big bearish pattern here, but market stands near the top. And if we will see that market keeps standing around the top, it might be quite different understanding of the situation compared to what will happen if market will just keep going lower. Tight standing near the top might be the signal of the accumulation of the power, some energy, because on the weekly chart trend remains bullish despite this drop. So this might be important. Now let's take a look on lower time frames. On the 4 time frame chart, you could see that we have the same grabber in place. Market was moving slightly higher, so ideas that we said on Friday mostly stands intact. Currently, based on the performance on the hourly chart, I do not see lots of, well, some important events or some big patterns. The one thing that we could suggest that maybe we could try to treat this like a flat head and shoulders. Yes, this treatment is a bit stretched, so because the difference between the head and shoulder is too small, almost we could say that's just a sideways flat consolidation. But currently I do not see a lot of patterns inside of it. Besides, this type of action could give us a chance to take position very close to the bottom. Since the overall price action does look superb, it looks very, very choppy. It shows no signs of the reversal, so we do not see anything like this one, right? So mostly sideways action with the overlapping candles that mostly remains the type of the retracement. And I wouldn't say that it looks too much bullish, so I do not see actually big attractiveness in the current performance on the bullish side, although we have the grabber here on the 4 different chart. That's why in the current circumstances I think it doesn't make sense to risk too much. If we will get the drop back down to the lows, we will think about position taking. It was just minimum risk that we could carry. If market keep going lower, then we just will consider the next target around XOP at 117 area. And we'll be watching for performance there at this point. I'm not excluding the situation, for example, if market starts dropping lower right there, so it might become the big head and shoulders. So it might be the shoulder in general, and we will get the head. That's the additional, or we could treat it as alternative scenario for a current situation. So we will see. But currently on Monday, just let's keep watching what will happen. If market return a big down in the same manner as it was here, not like this, not the drop down, but very gradual, slow moving down to the 117.75. We will see what will happen and makes the decision whether we will take the position here or not. That I think it's enough for the beginning of the week. And on Tuesday, we return back to the subject and decide what to do next.